If this is the first time you're listening to the Wealthy Wednesday show, please remember to subscribe and click on the like button. Are you aware that you actually have an inner roadmap to success? But you've got to be tapped into your mystical spiritual self to access that roadmap. Let me guess, you find it hard to do. Well, truth be told, it's not just you. Without access to this inner guidance system, you may be a bit lost and you might even be beating yourself up. My mission to guide you into accessing your own GPS. I've opened limited spaces in my calendar to work with serious or mystical entrepreneurs who are ready to do what it takes to reach their dreams and fulfill their destiny. Are you ready to end the struggle? And you know you have to invest in your business in order to succeed, then let's talk. Go to chatwithluci.com. Welcome to the Wealthy Wednesday show. I am your host, Luci McMonagle. Women are recreating the rules for business, leadership, money, and they are changing the world in the process. Each week, join me for empowering messages and interviews that will inspire, motivate, and transform you. Giving a special shout out to Gordon Weary for creating the custom music that you are listening to now. Now, let's get started. Welcome to the Wealthy Wednesday show. This is your host, Luci McMonagle, and I am the Mystic Wealth Creator, and I mentor mystic entrepreneurs to create more freedom in their business through conscious wealth creation so that they can make a big impact in the world and leave a legacy. I truly believe that when we accept our mystic powers and use them as entrepreneurs, we will accelerate the transformation of the world, bringing about peace and harmony so that we can be free of hunger and of war. I am on a mission to gather together women entrepreneurs and visionary men who are ready to step up to the plate and start finding solutions to the pressing problems that we have in this world today. If you are interested in contacting me because you have a vision that you want to make this world a better place, that you have a legacy that you know that you're meant to create, then go to my website at lucimcmonagle.com. That's LuciMcmonagle.com. And sign up for a complimentary consultation with me. So today I'm going to talk to you about what do you do when your life seems to be falling apart. This topic is near and dear to my heart because my life, as I once knew it, completely fell apart. At the time, I did not know that my life was going through a complete in total deconstruction so that I would be able to have this spiritual awakening that I was meant to have so that I could bring this vision to the world, the vision of helping to end poverty and helping to end slavery in this world. And I'm going to start a little bit about what were the signs that I was so oblivious with. And I'm going to start talking about the 5 stages of change that we go through before we start having this deconstruction of our lives for the spiritual awakening. I have my notes, so if I'm looking down from you, it's because I want to make sure that I cover everything that I need to say so that you will get the best benefit from this show today. The very first stage is the pre-contemplation stage. And the problem is that it's not that we can't see the solution. We don't even know there's a problem. In my stage, before I even knew that there was any problems, I had this overwhelming sense that there was something wrong. And I knew that it was something serious, but I couldn't put my fingers on it. I didn't know what exactly was going on. I just had this feeling that there was something wrong, but everything seemed normal. Now, that stage, when you're in that stage, when you can feel that there's something not quite right, and you're not sure exactly what to do with it because you don't know that there's a problem. Now, the second stage is that we feel like we're stuck. We feel like we're not able to move forward. Things are starting to fall apart around us. In my case, my health started deteriorating very quickly when I found out that I had fibroids, of non-cancerous, but still I had fibroids, and I started bleeding out. Now, I always took my health for granted at that time because I never seen the doctor for any illnesses. I never got the flu. I really just didn't get sick. And then all of a sudden, I'm starting to have health issues. So now I felt stuck and my life started falling apart. My, at the time, relationships started going difficult. I started having more arguments, more disagreements with the individuals I was working with the individuals that were co-owners in the business that I was in, and things just started to go from bad to worse. And it wasn't that anything was really, really bad. It just seemed like it. So some of the signs that you are going through a spiritual awakening is that your old paradigm, your life as you know it, starts to loosen up, and you have this need, this desire, this feeling that you're not satisfied. You feel like you're stuck, you're in a cage, and you just don't know what to do about it. Now the next stage is that you start taking action. It might be haphazard. So I took action. I started seeing the doctors. The doctors got me into an emergency surgery, and obviously I'm alive and I'm well, not without injuries. I did have some severe injuries that caused my body to gain a lot of weight, and with the medications that they put me on, it caused muscle damage, etc. So my pre-planning stages was haphazard because I didn't understand that I was going through an entire life deconstruct in order for me to get back on my mission and on my purpose. I'm going to talk a little bit more about what's the difference between the mission and the purpose in your life as you go through a spiritual awakening. But right now I want to finish the stages that we go through. So after we go through the prep stage and the action stage, then we start going through the maintenance stage. And this is where we just try to maintain some type of stability in our lives. And at these stages, you might feel like you want to be closer to family or you want to be closer to friends. You might actually even start going through a variety of emotions for no apparent reason. You might start feeling angry or frustrated or neutral, and then you'll have spurts of getting courage and wanting to move forward and just not feeling like yourself. All of this stuff inside of you is starting to come up from your past. And as you start moving through your life deconstruct, you might lose your job. Your finances might go south. You might face bankruptcy. You might face foreclosure on your home. Or before you get to that stage, in my case, I lost my health. I had an emergency surgery. I was incapable of walking. I was in a wheelchair. And then my marriage went south. My husband's health went really, really bad. He ended up in a nursing home. From there, we had to sell all of the possessions, the house, and our financial advisor also lost major amounts of money because the stock market went down. So I had all of these things deconstructing my life in order for me to start bridging my purpose and my mission together. So you might be going through things that seem completely out of your control. They might seem like everything is being taken away from you that has been so precious to you. And as you start losing more and more things, you start feeling numb inside. Other times you start feeling rage and anger. So, looking at this as a part of a process, and I'm going to help you get through this process as best I can in this short show that I'm producing, but please make sure that you reach out to individuals. Now, the first thing that I suggest you doing, and I'm going to help you shortcut a whole bunch of mistakes that I made when my life went through the deconstruction so that I could become the leader that I am now today. So the first thing that is important for you to do is, as your life is starting to deconstruct, as things are starting to come out of your life and you're not losing anything. And it's very difficult to understand that you're not losing anything. You're letting go of stuff on a deep, deep physical level so that you can spiritually come through on the other side. And a lot of times when you go through a life deconstruction, you might have been living on purpose and you've been fulfilling your purpose, because our soul will always, always fulfill its purpose regardless. Now, how do you know if you're on purpose? Well, that's simple in so many ways. Look at what you do on a daily basis, every day or every week. What do you do consistently? Let's say one of your purposes is to write. And so you are constantly writing. Or maybe you have a job where you handle emails, or you handle written words, or you do technical reading and writing. All forms of the written word is a form of a soul expression for writing. Now, I'm using that as an example because that's one of my soul expressions is I need to write, I need to create, I need to be able to express itself through me. So you're always on purpose. Now, you're not necessarily on mission. And what the mission is that the mission of your soul, of your life purpose, is to bring something into the world that was not there prior, that nobody else in the world can do. Only you can do it because you have the particular life signature imprint, you have the life skills, everything that you have been doing all of your life is preparing you for your mission. My mission's greatest work is going to be happening in the preceding years from now. But in order for me to get to the point on where it would even be possible to be happen, I had to be removed out of my former situation. I had to be removed from being the chief executive director in healthcare in a company that I co-owned, and I had to be removed from the physical location that I was in. So that was for me. Your situation might be a lot different. You may or may not leave your hometown. You may or may not sell your house. You may or may not sell your possessions. You may or may not get closer to your family. There are some people that will become wanderers. After the life is deconstructed, you're not exactly sure what you're supposed to do. You feel lost. You feel incapable. You feel depressed. You feel like you're cursed. You might even feel like nothing good is going to come out of this. Your ego takes a tank, absolutely takes a tank, and you start realizing that maybe you weren't that fancy whatever. Maybe you were a top expert in your field, or maybe you were a top leader in whatever field you were in, but that wasn't really allowing you to fulfill your soul purpose and mission together. So you have your purpose will always fulfill. Your mission doesn't always come into your life. You're not born fulfilling your mission. You are born fulfilling your purpose, however that is expressed. So let's start talking about what can you do. I'm going to give you some definite steps that you can take. Now, if you have to put a pause on this to grab a pen and paper, please do so. If you're driving, please don't try to write when you're driving. Just listen to this and pay attention. You don't have to accept these directions or these suggestions. These are things that have helped me and has helped the numerous people that I have led through their life deconstruct. This is not going to happen overnight. I wish I could wave a magic wand and your life would be automatically in there, but it's a part of the journey that gives you the strength that you need. So, as a part of the life deconstruction, so that you can have the spiritual awakening, the very first thing that will help you get more clarity and to help you stop struggling being in that stagnated state or the confused state is to be in nature. Be around trees, be around grass. And if you can't be around it because it's winter at your time of the year, you can still be around trees. You might not be around grass. And I don't mean the stuff that you smoke. I mean the stuff that you step on in the ground, the green stuff on the ground. Just a little humor, but I'm serious, not chemicals. I'm talking about actually being in nature and being around trees and being around people that you feel safe around. A lot of times when we go through a life deconstruct, you don't trust anybody. You don't even trust yourself anymore. And your confidence might feel completely eroded and taken away. I understand how that feels. And being in nature is going to help you get a little bit more clarity. And you might be wondering, well, how is being in nature going to help me? The scientific tests have shown that when you're in nature, you are able to get into a deeper state of relaxation. And it's when you're in that deeper state of relaxation, you're able to start tapping into your intuition, into your visions. You might get an idea, you might get an inspiration, and you might feel more calm. You can receive messages from the universe a lot easier when you're in this more calm state. Now, the second step that will really be beneficial for you is to find some type of a support system. If you've had major health issues and there's a support system for that health issue, start going to that support group. If you have had to go through bankruptcy or lose your house, or maybe you lost a parent or a family member that you cared about, or maybe you lost your partner, find a grief counselor that will help you through the stages of grief so that you're able to process it faster and easier. Had I known about grief counselors when I went through my perceived losses, when I went through the deconstruction of my life, I would have had a lot more clarity and a lot more assurance. It took me years, literally years. And my goal is to help you to minimize this way smaller, maybe a year at most, 2 possibly. The third step is to start taking time in journaling. And you might not be a writer. You might like to take the iPad and type on it, or you might like using your talk to text app on your telephone and put notes on it. But just find some means of expressing your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, someplace that's private and safe. That's going to help you be able to process these feelings and emotions and be able to get them out. Now, the fourth step of this is to really take a sheet of paper and start writing down what are the things that you've done that have been repetitive. Have you answered emails a lot? Have you written a lot of things? Have you write music? What have you done ever since you can remember, since you were a little child, on a consistent basis, off and on, because sometimes we have starts and stops, and really start paying attention and focusing on what are the key things? What are the key things that I have done consistently over and over throughout my life? These key things will help you understand on what your purpose is, but if you start looking at what the key things you've been doing in your life, they will be able to help you understand more of what your mission is. What are you preparing for? Have people always come to you for advice? Have people always come to you when their cards are down? Have people turn to you when you have been able to help them and you're not even necessarily sure where you know the information, etc.? So, in the last stage is to start bridging together the pieces. Start looking for the clues that the universe is for you. Start looking for the clues that you are able to start rebuilding your new life in a new way, because you're going to start noticing that you don't see things the way you used to see them. You'll have more perceptions that you never had before. So start writing down all of your skills, everything that you've really loved doing, that you think you might love doing, that you could possibly do, and start paying attention to how can I bring more of this? Things that I used to love doing, how can I bring more of this into my life? And as you go through the dark nights of the soul, and I wish I could say that the dark night of the soul is only one night, but it's not. Not in most cases. Hopefully it is, but in most cases you'll go through the dark night of the soul, you'll let go of all of this depression, you'll start moving up on the Hawkins scale of love and of enlightenment, and you'll go up and down the scale of emotions, and then finally you'll start resetting your emotional set point. Now you have being in nature, you have finding your support system, creating a support system, you have writing down all of the things that you have been doing repetitively all throughout your life. You have what you're really, really good at, what you would love to do and bring more into your life. Now, how do these 5 things help you start moving forward into your new life? They will give you clues on how you can start processing and making sense of your deconstruction. You might not know exactly where you're going to end up. And then as you start incorporating things that you love doing in your life, you will start feeling better. Now, I'm going to give you a bonus tip and a couple of other tools that you can use in order for you to help move through the deconstruction of your life, or quote unquote your spiritual awakening. Now, one of the other tips, the final tip, is to really start paying attention to the signs. And I mean, keep an evidence journal. Start writing down these things. Pay attention. What is being brought to you? And what is being able to help you with your life? Pay very close attention, because all of the signs are going to be there. Now, another tip I would highly suggest that you do is to get a hold of somebody that does hand analysis. When you see somebody who does hand analysis, they will be able to tell you what you're meant to bring into this world and how you're meant to bring into it. when I had my hand analysis, that really cracked open the door, because then I understood that I was meant to be an author. I was meant to bring my information into the world through mass communication. So now I'm an author of my book, Magical Money Manifestations. You can see that without the lights hitting it. And this book will actually help you. It's not just create more money, but it'll also help you get through your life deconstruction and your spiritual awakening. It has a lot more tips in it than just making money. It will actually help you go through the process. And then finally, I want to let you know that you can sign up for my meditation, The Universe is For You, at universeforme.com. So if you go to that website, universeforme.com, you'll be able to get my free meditation that will help you feel more supported by the universe, and it'll help you feel more able to take on life's challenges that you're going through. If you need help going through your spiritual awakening, I am offering a discovery session so that you will be able to work with me and be able to determine what is your soul purpose, what is your soul mission, how do you bridge them together, what kind of resources that you might need. You can go to directly to my calendar at chatwithlucy.com, and I will be able to help you or give you some resources. So until next time, abundant blessings. Thank you for listening to the Wealthy Wednesday Show. This is your host, Luci McMonagle. I am the Mystic Wealth Creator, a mentor for conscious women entrepreneurs, helping them create more freedom in their business through conscious wealth creation. I would love to extend to you a free gift. And all you need to do is go to my website at lucimcmonagle.com. That's LuciMcmonagle.com to get your free gift. So until next time, abundant blessings.